promising new manhwa, with an overpowered MC. The manhwa starts with a showcase of a console game called Dreamside. It seems that this game is about to be shut down, as we witness an interview of the strongest player in the game, K. In more recent days, towards the release date of Dreamside 2, we see as our protagonist is trying to make a delivery, where all of a sudden the elevator stops, and our protagonist almost trips over. The emergency button isn't working, and he can't call 911. Our protagonist was waiting patiently, until he saw a notification screen in front of him. He was very confused at how real it seemed, even when he wasn't playing a game. We then find out that somehow, the game Dreamside has been manifested into the real world as Dreamside 2. But this hasn't dawned on the protagonist yet. The notification reads, Channel 0115 has been created, welcome, this is Earth. Then our protagonist clicks on the button confirm. We see as all of a sudden, he received a quest: you are trapped inside a lift, and you'll soon be devoured by parasites. Escape within 1 minute, failure to do so is death. Our protagonist is anxious and confused as he doesn't know what is going on. We then hear a weird noise, which draws his attention to all the parasites that were in the elevator. We see him shout his lungs off, as a roach landed on his face. We are cut to the next scene, where we see that somehow, our protagonist was able to escape the elevator, and received a rugged long sword as a reward. Without any time to rest, a portal opens behind the protagonist in the elevator door, and then the eyes of a goblin appears. The goblin immediately rushes out to attack the protagonist, and deals an almost fatal blow to him, catapulting him over to the other side of the room. In pain, he's surprised, as he sees what seems to be a window for HP, which represents health points. It then dawned on our protagonist that something has changed about the world, and that if he doesn't protect himself, he might lose his life. Then we see as the goblin is about to attack again, and the protagonist is alert but a bit relieved, as the goblin is only half his height. Then, the goblin, without warning, attacked the protagonist once more, but he's able to dodge this attack, as he tried to run away to save himself. This is met with a big restriction obstructing his escape, and a notification shows, you are in the tutorial, this is restricted. We see as he is unable to exit this area because it is a battle zone. And then, it dawned on him that somehow, the game Dreamside has manifested in the real world, and this is very terrifying to him. The goblin then attacks again, throwing his wooden hammer at the protagonist, which he's able to dodge once more, but he's afraid, as he thinks he might die. All of a sudden, we see as another notification pops up. It reads, your account has been linked, server shutdown reward has been delivered. After this, the protagonist is engulfed with a soothing calmness all of a sudden. And then, he noticed that the goblin is actually only just a weak mob from an F-rank dungeon, and that in reality, his chances of losing against this mob is 0%. This realization gives him the sudden courage to defend himself. The goblin has a very simple attack pattern, and so the goblin attacks the protagonist once more, but this time he's met with his end as the protagonist is more focused now, and attacked him as well, dealing a lethal blow, which causes the goblin to fall. The protagonist has started to think like an in-game player. He realizes that just from killing one goblin, more would likely appear. Immediately, more goblins appeared, and he attacked all of them. He was able to defend himself, cutting and slicing through all the goblins. Mercilessly, he had exceeded the requirements for the quest. He then receives the reward for his achievements. Then, we see as our protagonist is thinking, why is he so calm all of a sudden? To which he realizes that before the end of Dreamside 1, they were given an opportunity to take out 3 skills or equipments from the previous game into Dreamside 2, and what he had picked to take with him was Heavenly Body, an S-class skill, which gives the user a type of calmness for the user to be able to think straight and make clear decisions. Dreamside, a modern shit game that used to be extremely popular. The reason why the game failed was because of its extreme difficulty. You have to type in each individual command every time you cast a spell. It was a disgusting game that only favors advanced players. In the end, there were a lot of new users who quit the game, as they were unable to adjust to the game's mechanics, but the main reason why it was called a shit game was because the game only granted 3 lives, and if you had lost 3 lives while playing the game, your character would automatically be deleted. This is why there were barely any advanced players, and there were huge disparities between the rankers as well. But, the top 12 rankers were deemed inhuman among the users, they were considered as god-tier users, and also known as the ones above the heavens, and, the number 1 ranked among everyone was our protagonist, K. After the game server shut down, they were given an opportunity to choose 3 equipments or skills which they could take to the new Dream Side 2. And K picked Heavenly Body, but, he did not expect to receive the shutdown's reward, in real life. Then we see as the protagonist is contemplating through a lot of things, and confused about the whole situation, but, K is slowly accepting, and realizing that this is his new faith. He is then disturbed by another notification, more goblins are approaching, and he will have to defeat them in order to stay alive. This is a new manhwa, and it only has 1 chapter, and I think it has potential, but, we can only find out more about it with the release of more chapters. So, with that said, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope the manhwa progresses in a good light. Alright, that's all, I hope you have a nice day. It's Bluemelon here and I'm signing out. Peace.